So you've got one shampoo for everyone, can't get simpler than that, and then 2 conditioners, fine to normal and normal to thick. Which again, I mean, it is a simple little thing. Just 2 of the things about the conditioners quickly. They don't oxidize on your hair. And this is something Dr. Joe taught me. He said, look, traditional conditioning agents are like engineered to stick to your hair. That's what conditioning agents do. And he said, when you go outside, just in the natural like air, your hair will actually oxidize. And those conditioning agents will oxidize and actually turn your hair a little bit brassy and dull. So these conditioners do not oxidize on your hair. And you know when you color treat your hair a lot, it goes quite puffy? That's actually because your hair picks up a negative charge and your hair just repels itself. So these are positively charged conditioning agents as well, so they actually rebalance your hair. So just simple, shampoo, condition, clean, fresh, balanced, not weighed down. Kind of hair that's ready to be styled. So for me, I love that. So that's simple. And then I don't know if any of you guys have been using the cocktails yet? Yeah, you had the Carb, have you?
Carb.
Yeah, it's awesome, right? I love that Carb. So these are 3 leave-in hair supplements. Quite simply, when you color treat hair, we're not trying to solve anything when we shampoo it, we're just cleaning it. So you've got 3 cocktails which are literally designed to take your hair back to as close to that virgin hair state as you can get it. Because when you color treat, you've got breakage going on, you've got a rough kind of straw-like texture, and then you've got fine hair. So you've got the 3 cocktails which solve those problems. So you've got, first of all, breakage, which is the Kale. Okay? And these always go on after you shampoo, condition, always treat the hair with a cocktail first, a cocktail or 2. So any client that is suffering from breakage, you can use the Kale Cocktail. It uses blue sea kale, comes from the coast of northern France. It's the richest natural source of sulfur in the world. So really, when your hair is made of sulfur, we're not just filling your hair with protein, it's actually sulfur that's infusing your hair to re-strengthen it, okay? And it's thick in consistency. So I always say with the kale, give it a little shake up. You really don't, so say I was blowing out, I mean you don't have to really much breakage, but just for an example, that's all I would use. Like really, I'm telling you, a tiny amount. It's quite thick in consistency, this. Just rub it in my hands and just put it where the breakage is, simply.
On damp hair.
On damp hair, exactly, yeah. Shampoo, condition, little bit, rub it in, and then just take it where any breakage would be and just put it in like that, simple. First thing. And especially, you have tons of clients that suffer from breakage, I'm sure, because some of them like insist on colors that you know they shouldn't have, and you know, but they insist upon it, and then you can be like, right, okay, I'm going to do this bleach, but you must take this with you. Just every time you wash your hair, just pop a little bit on the ends, heat it in, and their hair is just going to keep strong, okay, and stronger and stronger. Like when we did our clinicals, 50% less breakage in one use. That was what our clinicals came back. So it's yeah, I know it's insane, right? We were a little blown away by that too. So it's a really good strengthener there. And then you've got the coconut, which is for smoothing rough, coarse textured hair, okay? And we all know that you get that when you color treat a lot. And it's kind of like the best way to describe it, because this is kind of like my go-to, this coconut cocktail, for smoothing hair. Because if you've got that like rough texture, what you really want to get it back to is like virgin hair, okay? If you've got a client sitting in the salon and they see like a young girl with virgin hair, you're bleaching, they'll be like, oh, can you blow it like that, please? And it's this gloss, literally that hair that's like a curtain, and it's just like all uniformed and perfect. What was that?
It's like her virgin hair.
Yes, exactly, just like your hair, madam, with those natural sun Florida highlights. And that wonderful light base. But that's it, I mean, that virgin hair, and Gail is obsessed, like our founder, she's obsessed with that virgin hair, and she'll say to Dr. Joe, she'll be like, why does virgin hair look so good, and why can't we do that with a styling product? So that was the whole thing about the coconut cocktail. So what he did, he looked at virgin hair, and it's interesting, because virgin hair, the reason why it looks so good, is on top of the cuticle, you actually have a fatty lipid layer. It sits on your cuticle. Okay, just like you have, it sits on there, you know, that gives you that beautiful shine, that reflection, that healthy kind of glow to your hair. But as soon as you touch it with color, you degrade that lipid layer, it's gone. So the cuticle is much rougher. And what we do is we put oils and serums and all these different products on to try and smooth that cuticle back down to make the hair look shiny again. Now the cool thing about this the predominant ingredient in it is an ingredient called 18-MEA, and it's very unique. Dr. Joe worked with another lab, and what it actually does is an identical mimic to the virgin layer on your hair. So instead of putting like an oil or a silicone or a serum, you literally, it feels like a very light lotion when you use it. You can use, I'd say anything from like a dime to a quarter-sized amount. Very light, just run it through the hair, blow dry it in. And instantly you'll see the hair will feel gorgeous, but there'll be no weight to it.
Because put that all over.
Put it all over, or, it's a really good point, say someone had an ombre from here down, and this was still like virgin and shiny and healthy, I would literally put it from there down. Or if they had a really rough bit here, I would just kind of put it where it's needed. But unlike the Kale, which you really focus like on the ends and the breakage, yes, absolutely, the coconut you can use more through. And say you've got someone with virgin hair that just wants more silky, more annoyingly good hair, just put some more coconut on it, you know. And this is, oh, I love this one too. I mean, this stuff is crazy. It's called a Carb Cocktail, and it's very odd because the consistency of it, if you'll agree with me, what we're used to for giving body into hair is we're used to thick, like heavy, sticky, like mousses and stuff like that. This Carb Cocktail literally feels very liquidy, but inside it, it's packed full of real carbs. It's actually got like cornstarch, oat bran, and cellulose. And we know what carbs do, you know, they fatten and they plump. So what it actually does is it literally surrounds your hair. What's that? It surrounds your hair in a 3D mesh of carbohydrate, which literally just fattens up your hair. So you can do it from anything from like if you're doing like a little like old lady blow dry to like a young girl with a cool bob. You just put this in, boom, and the hair is like, but it's not sticky, and it leaves great shine, right? Yeah, it leaves a great shine. There's nothing dulling in it whatsoever, or crunchy or sticky. It's awesome. So that one, what's that?
Would you put that on the roots, or would you just put it?
No, it was good. I was just going there, so it was perfect. It's not recommended for the root area because we have our raise the root, which is our root lifter for the root. So I would always put it from like here down, like where it's kind of needed, or if you just want to get a bit of bulk in the ends here, I just put a bit through. But I'll use it on long hair too. Anyone, I just want to get some like body going on. It's awesome. So there your cocktails. So really just with the shampoo, a clean slate, and then you've got your cocktails, and you can layer them as well. So say you have breakage and you want plumping. So you'd use a tiny little bit of the Kale, then you'd use the Carb. Or if you have breakage and you want breakage and smoothing, use a little bit of the Kale, and then the coconut. See, pretty simple. And just with that, I mean, you're off to a flying start, because you've got the hair nice and clean, ready to be worked on, you've solved the problem, then whatever kind of styling product you want to use after that is perfect. But I mean, just there, you're kind of rocking. Does everyone follow me so far? Oh, right, excellent. Yeah. Right. So then we'll get into some of the other kind of styling products. So shampoo, condition, treat hair with a cocktail, and then use this, which is our Speed Blow Dry Spray, okay? Which is really cool, and you can use this liberally, okay? You don't just have to use a little bit, and this is for obviously thicker, coarser hair. You want to dry quicker. I mean, personally, I spray it on everybody because I just want to dry hair quicker. You know? Why wouldn't you? You know. So, but what is clever about it? It doesn't use alcohol or volatile silicons, which are just like alcohol. Which literally there are speed dries out there, and they dry the hair quicker. But the problem is they literally suck every little bit of moisture out of the hair because that's the way they work. So Dr. Joe came up with a very clever kind of technology. It's not really used in hair care, and it's a very fine, like vinyl polymer. It's almost like invisible, because when you spray this on, it just feels like water. I mean, I won't go around everyone because we'll be here all day. You can feel it. It just feels like very, very light. So it just like vanishes. Then when you heat it, that fine like polymer on the hair actually squeezes. So it squeezes the moisture out of the hair. But what it does do at the same time is it traps in good moisture. So 10% of moisture that your hair needs, it actually traps it in, which is cool. So simple, but very, very effective. And like it, oh yes, please.
Does it leave behind, like, does it feel like you have product on your hair when you use that?
No, it doesn't. The only thing you will end up with if you just use this, you will end up with a slightly better quality, to the hair, it's better quality feeling just because you've shrink wrapped it a little bit.
Leaves like a little bit of a sealant on there to make it sleek.
A tiny bit, yeah, but nothing like a silicone or anything like that.
Doesn't feel like there's
No,
like, stuff
nothing.
in there.
No. I mean, this is the kind of product, if the client is like, oh, I don't want any product on my hair, this is what I would spray on pretending it was water. That, so I know I want to just give it a, you kind of do everything you can. It's like with the gel, when they're like, I don't want any product, and you've already, you've got it on your hands, but they don't know, and you're like, oh, I just smooth it down then. So that's that kind of product. They wouldn't know, but it just makes your job a bit easier. It'll give you a little bit of finish. So that always follows the cocktail. So shampoo, condition, cocktail, speed dry if you want to. And then next one I'll probably talk about is the pop and lock. Now this is cool as well. Now the reason this works so well, and this is the kind of one I walk into salons and it's always like empty, because people just use it like all the time, because it can be used on wet and dry. And it kind of takes, I would say, the two biggest technologies of the last 25 years, say would be an oil, there's tons of oils now, and serums, okay? So you've got shine from serums, and you've kind of got shine and healing benefits of oils, but really across the board, like I was saying earlier, you get a lot of silicone, okay? And personally, I hate too much silicone, because you want to kind of get the hair smooth, but I hate that feeling when I put a product on and I literally feel like I have to wash my hands. I can't even like pick up my hairdryer because you've got that kind of grease film. And this is clever because it feels almost so when you put it in your hand like a consistency of a serum, but when you rub it in, it like vanishes. And that's what's really clever about it. So you would put it on coarser textured hair to smooth it. So say I was doing a rougher, kind of coarser textured hair and I wanted to get a beautiful, sleek, straight finish, I would put the coconut cocktail because I'd replace the lipid layer. Then I would take the pop and lock wet and I would put it through and I would blow dry it and it would like smooth out their hair like beautifully. And you'll actually see, it's going to take me a little while, but I want everybody to like just feel a little bit of this. Feel when you rub it in. It's like so light. And if you actually look at it under the light, do you see it has like a shimmer to it?
Yes.
So that shimmer is not going to make your client's hair sparkly, it's just going to give it a wicked like amount of reflection, like shine, like a pop of shine. So the whole point, actually 75% of this is treatment. Because the whole problem with your hair, the reason it doesn't shine is because it's damaged inside because of all the color that you do. So if you can actually put a load of like keratin proteins, silk amino acids, like everything into the cortex of the hair, and then just put a little bit of silicone on the surface, like very light amount, you'll get a wicked kind of shine and finish. And because it's so light, you could actually just take it and use a little bit to finish. And I know hairdressers love that. Like I go into salons and every time they're finishing, they just take like half a pump, just take it through, pull it through the ends, or just smooth it through, whatever you want to do. You know, it feels nice. It like kind of vanishes in your hands, right? Which is cool. So that's pop and lock. And it has a great UV filter as well. Which you guys are very lucky because you get lots of sun. So it's another good one there. Does everyone understand the pop and lock? I mean, it's relatively simple stuff, but it's cool to know how to use these properly, I think. So when you're using it wet, use more. Dry, just use less. And personally, like I said, I like, again, it's one that you could use even if like a girl just had virgin hair and she didn't want any hair product. It's light enough just to put on that hair and blow dry, and she's gonna love it because it's just gonna give it that extra little bit of finish you want to get from